config, and that's why he's not playing as good anymore.
Oh, nice. That'll get the chat going.
There he is. We're jumping into this one, actually. Slow stuff coming out very early on.
And all is quiet.
Yeah, the stars on the battlefield. They're just playing this default, actually waiting if there will be any overly aggressive plays towards Monster, but it won't actually be coming.
It'll be really next level if they wait for the train to mask the footsteps and then charge in as soon as the train goes by.
Yeah, should be very interesting. We do see the push coming out as well. Pimpborn is lonesome towards long, see how much map control he can gain.
So this is just really patient. They're hoping that someone is going to want to be aggressed. Like, oh, nothing's happening. Let's start to push through.
Oh, it's not really gone the way they wanted it to, though. But they begin to make it. But oh, Muddy already going back to that. Another 3K for him. This is ridiculous. Carrying on already from the first map. Beautiful stuff from the man. Rubino has come over to the scene. Arrives as fast as can be, but it's too late. It's already been taken by the SK side.
So that was basically a perfect strategy from SK, like being so patient, waiting that the CTs might want to push out and be aggressive. Here's Tensky, though, having a bit of a response. He's found 2 kills. It still won't be easy. He's got no kit and still 2 more players to contend with.
Yeah, he's going to have to try and get the quad kill to actually pick it up. Gets the angle towards the Cillian and actually finds the frag. If he can go on to get another one to Magic Exploit, this would be ridiculous. Has to go for the aggression, though. Doesn't have that kit to work, which sometimes really not in his favor. Gets a nice little glide there, surfing off the ledge. Spots out Magic Exploit and connects the headshot as well.
Magic Boy actually surfed it as well, and he's going to run over his comrades there and realize, oh, no kit. I've got a 4K, but I've lost. And that feels bad, man.
It's a bit of a shame for him there. Very unfortunate stuff. Had the aim, but unfortunately didn't have the kit.
What if he spawns in T-spawn? No.
We'll be going into the buys, obviously. Great stuff for SK. Still leading off the charge from the previous matchup. And this is what we were worried about as well. If Team Dignitas go into this and their heads are still down in the dumps, they really don't try and get that sort of power behind them, it might be a bit of a struggle. It's actually a really nice play they go for as well. We see Dig do this quite often on Overpass from what I've seen in the past. They will get that one scout on Tensky, go for the very aggressive play, allow him to try and get the scout tags, and then just work them out as obviously they'll be quite squishy off the back of the CZs because they're very effective at that.
Yeah, so if we count the last map, this is 17 rounds in a row now for SK Gaming, which is crazy to think about, that they did have a 16-0 run in that last map. And they started out off here with the pistol, and that can't have Dignitas feeling really, really well right now. I think they were dominant on the pistol round here. Like, if they were, that could have like made them quickly forget about the last game, but now it's got to be like ever present in their minds.
A little bit of over-aggression actually comes out from Kirby there. Wanted to try and get into the close angle where that pistol's going to be at its most effectiveness, but it's really not working out fantastically. They're just getting picked off one by one. Modi still going big, won't be able to spray down MSL, and then just backs off, retreats away to give himself a little bit more breathing room.
Yeah, I mean, hard to tell exactly what's going to happen. It doesn't look like Madi's slowing down. He gets in there, gets aggressive, finds his 1 kill, and even then, like, he doesn't try to go for more than he needs to, and that seems like a really good sign right now for SK Gaming. He backs off, and they keep 5 alive to try to just make sure this round's a 100% victory. Tensky's on the prowl with this scope on his scouts.
Scout in hand will actually bite off more than he can chew as he peeks towards long spots in abundance, and men are just going to storm now off the back of it. They want to try and take him down and secure his bomb site, zone him out with the smokes. Luckily, he'll be able to just pass straight through it and get himself the hell out of there, but Config comes over, arrives on the scene, trying to get onto that ledge to have a little bit of an angle.
Whoa. Rubino actually got 1 kill on the flank, and he assisted on that one. That's why Tensky can take him down in 1 kill, but then Magic Exploit pushes bank, and we've just got Config.
Just biding his time right now in the smoke, trying to play around it, seeing if he can find a frag, but it's going to be so very hard. Magic Exploit watching the angle towards bank. Everyone clearing. It will eventually dissipate as well, and Freeze will just spray him down.
Wow, so 3 staying alive, and it's the 3 that had the rifles. 2 Galils and the AK there on Freeze. They've got a read on the economy, so Madi goes right back into that MAC-10. He loves being that recon player. Highly mobile with the SMG, looking to play Farming Simulator 2016 on rounds like this.
Yeah, wants to just get an awful lot of money in the bank, reading it correctly. Look at this push as well, the Shock and Awe style play, where they do have to try and spice it up a little bit. Charging towards mid, and Pimp's there. We'll say hello to him, but he's not going to be the one to actually punish them just yet for this all-out aggression coming straight towards him.
They actually put down a smoke of their own, just kind of daring Dignitas to push through it. So now they're like, all right, well, we're not going to go through that. They're obviously going to be watching it for a bit. They know the state of our economy, so they all just stick together. They're playing StarCraft 2. They're Protoss right now. They're in the death ball, but unfortunately, they're not very deadly.
Freeze is going to kick off the round once again. There comes a Cillian, a Magic Exploit. Only able to pick up a 2K with that Galil as he sprays down Config and Rubino, just leaving Tensky in a horrible, horrible situation. A 1 versus 5 where he's trapped getting pushed from all angles. Pimp should dissipate him very easily. Panic comes in with that USP. He was trying to recover, but was going to be too little too late. They'd only get a tag before Pimp dispatched him.
And I'm going to just keep on counting. That's 19 in a row now for SK Gaming. This is the big round for Dignitas. If they, I know it's really early in Map 2, but if Dignitas don't win this, like, I can't imagine where they're going to be mentally.
Yeah, it's going to be a real struggle for them right now. Obviously, SK as well. Going to be able to get that AWP out towards Free. It's going to be interesting if he's going to go for that very aggressive pick, potentially towards Long, or Harry is going to play that.
I don't know what that shooting was for. Like, stand here. That's where I want you to be. Rubino and Tensky and Kirby. And one thing I've always noticed from SK Gaming, oh, well, I guess they're on the T side, but SK Gaming do love this aggressive defense or off the A side, just like Dignitas has pulled out now. They've thrown 3 people here into this bathroom, and, well, there's also 3 people coming up long. This could be interesting. Could be bloody.
Yeah, this could work out fantastic. A little bit of a Mexican standoff. Cillian will actually be able to kick off things as he finds that frag. Pimp comes in with one of his own as well, and it's just left to Kirby. The last member of that trio, as the rest of his brethren have just been slain in front of him. He just have to just slowly tiptoe up and find the frag. We'll get the spray into his Cillian, but it's just going to be one and done before he's traded out. Config and MSL now the only 2 members left standing on the side of Dig. They have to rotate as fast as can be. Their little legs will carry him towards that A-bomb site. Oh, they're going to arrive on the scene in time. A nice headshot for Config there as he lands it immediately off the bat. A bit of a drive-by, waiting for the peak to come in, but Magic's Boy is going to be able to best him, proving that he's got the slightly better aim in that scenario. MSL now a 1 versus 2 to deal with. A Pimp that's limping around the wide side. Bruised and bloody, not looking too healthy at all. And then it's just Magic's Boy, 100 HP there, but able to get into these very advantageous after points. Well, no reason to go for the peak right now. MSL, aware that he has to hunt, will just push down towards Long, trying to take his angles, paranoid about where they might be. Spots out Pimp, will spray him down, but he's still got to deal with Magic's Boy. It's going to be so very hard. Luckily, he's got a little bit of utility to try and make his life slightly easier. We'll jump on the one. Magic's Boy should just go for the spam right now, aware that he's going to be in that smoke, seeming like he will just actually go for the hold. He should be able to pick this up very easily right now, as he's just going to stick it through. Magic's Boy finally with a spam, so close, but he gets it.
Well, there you go. MSL getting 1 round. He might actually finish him. Oh, he almost died himself. But no, they both live right there. And I will say, surely that's around SK Gaming should have won. Yeah. They both, it's actually hard to say they both went out to post plants. Like, Pimp went out to long A, but that's not much of a post plant situation with the bombs planted default because you have to run all the way back up that area where there's no cover. So he was in a pretty rough spot. He maybe should have just tried to work his way quickly back around the bathrooms to get with his teammate. And then I guess when that smoke popped, or maybe there were communications, he clearly just didn't hear that player get on the bomb. But Dignitas will still have to do better, right? That is not a sustainable way to win rounds.
Yeah, the thing is as well, their economy weirdly wasn't that stable off the back of it, so you can see that reflected in the buy, but they're making it work. Getting these frags coming out, Config with a use of that Famus to spray down the first one. He actually goes all the way behind, and this is the Config we wanted to see. Smart stuff there as he plays around the smoke fantastically. He goes in to actually pick up a quad kill into that. Finally, comes back with his form.
All right, I think Dignitas might be back. That one was definitely looking a lot more convincing, but SK were fairly dominant. So look at their money. It's still good enough to support a full buy. No op will be coming out, and Madi will be on the Galil. And interestingly enough, like, you actually saw how close that round was, right? The first round that Dignitas win, they lost 4 players. That's why the money's bad, and that's why Kirby has an MP9.
It's going to be hard for him to actually use that weapon very efficiently. He's going to have to play off a ridiculously close angle and put himself in risk in that close quarter combat up against the advanced weaponry that they have on that SK Gaming side. And I use the Molotov as well to stop him from pushing up too far.
And Rubino will have the op once more, so it looks like he's taken over that. I don't think we've seen MSL with it at all. We've seen Rubino with it at least once on Cobble, and here fairly early on still in this map, Overpass.
Yeah, it's really not coming to the fall too much. Obviously, the economy situation's been a massive decider off the back of that. Magic's Boy is going to try and best Kirby here as he slowly tiptoes up. Kirby obviously with a less advantageous weapon, but if he doesn't spot him out early, he could be a really prime factor. We'll actually find that frag, upgrade himself to the Kalashnikov as well as he wants to reposition, but Modi hiding out a prime time angle as he finds that frag, but it's not going to be going on too much more. Short-lived as he gets taken down. Still into a free. There is potential.
Well, Kirby he had to be happy, right? He had really nothing going into this round. He got a kill without even taking any damage and then found one more with the rifle that he picked up. But here's Freeze now. He's eliminated Rubino with a headshot. So the op of Dignitas is gone. Tensky possibly even having taken damage from that smoke canister. Is he going to spray them both down? He's quite low, so it's just 1 bullet back from Pimp that'll take him out. Now Config left in a 1 versus 2. Can he do it again? We saw him work that magic on B back in round 5.
Yeah, Looked like a return to form. Nice use of the flash here through the smoke as he wants to glide his way through. Does claim one, but wasn't aware that Freeze had already slipped past him. Switched round and took him down.
Start calling him config 2K here with these flash pushes through the smoke. That's exactly what he did on B. Wrapped around him to finish off the 4K. He tries to flash push through the smoke out of bank. Got one, but the trade came out immediately. So expensive round for SK. They also lost 4 people.
Yeah, it really isn't going to be too great. You can see that economy situation affecting Dig as well. One UMP there, 3 pharmacies. Utility's not that bad. They do have the smokes to play with, which is going to be the main factor. SK can be zoned out for a little bit longer. Given that breathing room, so they're not getting overly aggressed early on. Vasilian seems like he actually wants to try and take that high tempo play towards mid here. Tensky going to do the same. Takes the card out of their playbook because he just slowly loses around party, gets the spam on towards Vasilian, just backs off. Smart stuff, doesn't go overly aggressive, go headstrong and throw away that advantage they've been able to snap up.
He actually did quite a amount of good damage to Pimp, who's down to 59. I'm surprised that Pimp actually didn't just find that trade right away. But then has got Dignitas the advantage. And that's what's nice about playing aggressive in the bathrooms and out in party. If you find that first kill, then you can kind of fall back and just play the sites. And they'll fall back a little bit. They've now gone for this boost here over in the bathrooms. But Pimp is so ready for that. I mean, the smoke is down. There's really nowhere else to look, right? He's looking up in the sky and he sees Tensky right away. And I think he is aware that Rubino was unable to fall all the way back.
Oh, Freeze with a nice flick as well there as he just glides across and takes down Kirby.
Does Freeze have a twin?
Looking great.
Maybe the other twin showed up because...
That's true. It's a whole change of form.
Nothing like that in any of the previous series that we saw him playing.
MSL, push up with this angle as well by Truck. Somehow was actually able to get that tag onto Magic Boy. Looked like he did already cross towards the site, but Pimp trades it back very efficiently. Now down to a 1 versus 2 conflict. Takes a little bit of damage from the Flames. And they should be alerted off the back of that audio cue. As you said, Pimp elevated up right now. Not too sure, actually, as he's just gliding around, using the smoke to give him a little bit of cover. And Config will just slot in and try and bide his time. But the peek comes in. Fortunately for him, Modi was just a little bit too fast with the trade.
That's, again, Config, the last of his kind, right? The CT side. He's alone on A, and it's, again, a 1 versus 2. He gets it close. It's a type NT in chat, because it was a nice try. But still, it's a lot to ask to just get these 1v2s every single round. But he's certainly turned it. That's like a really positive thing to note. That Config had arguably the worst performance of the tournament in the last map, and now he's already 9-6 in 8 rounds. So yeah, he's bounced back.
2 frags over what he had previously, and it's good to see. We saw that early on towards B as well. He's starting to play around the smokes. It seems like the confidence has returned to him. Talking about confidence, here it is, using that CZ and the cloak's angle. Will just spam as he's sprinting towards Modi. He's going to take down one of the key players for that side of SK, who's really been a powerhouse so far. But Magic's Boy, he's done enough instantly with a hat trick. A flurry of kills comes out as he just spams them all down 1 by 1.
It looked like he was playing dominoes over there. Just hit the first one down, and they all fell 1 by 1. And here's MSL with another CZ frag. The yellow jacket, it stings, but the op hurts a little bit more. Freeze will shoot him down in the back.
Really good stuff there coming out from everyone. And Magic's Boy, he's carried on that form we had. I mean, we spoke about Config. It seems like he's finally just starting to get into his stride, whereas Magic's Boy, he's never lost it.
And they've already busted out the timeout. They had a little bit of success. Well, I guess they had the really close round that they actually had no business winning. I guess you got to call it a bit of a misplay by SK Gaming when they had the 2 people for the post plants at the A site, and it was diffused in the smoke. And then the next round was just straight up dominant, but that was also really chaotic. It was like smokes, fire, flashes everywhere on that B site, and Config like happened to have the confidence to push through and just found them all and shot them down in the back with the 4K. So even that like wasn't anything super crazy or teamwork or well executed on the defense. Yeah, I don't know, man. And then they just lost the last couple rounds, so they feel like they need to take this time. They need to talk about what's going on before it gets out of hand.
They started to hit them early on. I think that's what they sort of realized. They wanted to try and do that in the previous matchup, but they went for that pause and decided, look, we need to talk this over. But even then, that didn't really even help them out too much. They went on to still lose off the back of every round in a trot for the side of SK. They really are just a powerhouse. It seems you have no way of shutting them down unless you just... I mean, I don't know what you can do to stop them right now. There's so much confidence behind them. And as you were saying, the rounds they did pick up were actually very odd. They weren't anything fantastic in terms of structural communication. It was just either luck here or there, or that
I mean, you hate to call it like
play.
those 2 rounds were lucky, but I think honestly they kind of were.
Yeah.
Yeah, so taking a look at MSL stats, I mean, the IGL, you can see him talking now. We're more, I think, focusing on him talking because he's directing the team in the timeout, and not so much the stat panel to the right, because it's not amazing, but yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. And right now, this really is the key factor. He has to rally his troops right now, and it seems like that sort of has hit them a little bit. They haven't really taken this as a best of one rather than a best of three in terms of their mental capability. You're going into it still being affected by the facts of Cobblestone, worried about the fact you were just absolutely annihilated round after round by the side of SK. That's still stuck there in their heads. They can't quite push that away. And the fact SK have got this win behind them early on, it seems like they're just there with PTSD or something. They can't find a way through it.
And yeah, SK at 6-2 right now. SK are already at 6 rounds on the terrorist side of Overpass. And I'm actually kind of the mindset, like, if it's a mismatch and one team doesn't play Overpass that much and the other team has practiced it, like, it's going to be a T-sided map just because the CT side, while it should be CT-sided, if you don't know how to play it well, it's very unforgiving. But that shouldn't be the case here. These teams both know each other very well and they both play Overpass. So the fact that they have 6 rounds is alarming, and that could be another reason for this timeout.
Yeah, it's crazy as well. But, I mean, as I was saying before the game, you know, SK for me are one of these teams that are absolutely insanely drilled. It's really nicely done. All their setups and their takes, and it's just the style of play they go for. It seems so much more sort of written down, and the styles of play are fantastic on Overpass. It's one of these maps that's really quite great to watch. It's one of the only ones that I actually really enjoy seeing SK play.
Here's the trade out. Yeah, Pimp went up top on the bins there in the A site, but Madi, you know, knew exactly where he was at that point. It comes around basically pre-firing with the Galil. And yeah, it's a Galil. Worst gun in the game. But it doesn't matter. Still getting that shot. I like the flame the Galil whenever possible. I'll just put that out there for the record.
Yeah, not a fan of the
really.
IDF defender.
No. Which is actually funny because the Galil's like a really, really good gun in real life. But, you know, whatever. Video games.
So we'll be jumping back into the action right now here on round 9. I don't think Dignitas going to be able to bring their way back into it. Or will this very strong SK game inside keep up this high tempo play we've been seeing? Proved them oh so well.
And fire is down. Hopefully we'll get that game sound sorted in just a bit. Freeze with the op again. We've seen him hit some nice flick shots. The notable one was the at long. He had a nice trade out to a player who was in like the long side of bathroom, as I call it. And then another one where he just like got surprised but still hit a crazy flick shot as he was approaching the A site. And here we go. Let's see if the power of the pause will work out for Dignitas on the CT side. You can see they've got a bit more aggressive towards stairs there.
Yeah, well, this toilets control very early on. I tried this set up once before, but it was more heavily towards that side of long.
Oh my gosh. And it's like obviously this is just kind of luck, right? But it's like the perfect counter strat out of SK Gaming. Just everyone creeping up long. And if Magic's Boy kills anyone here, and he won't, he does a little bit of damage. And Madi's trying to come in for the trade, but someone's dying from this nade. No, Kirby gets behind the wall. He'll stay alive on 7 HP. Tensky down to 47.
It's insane he's actually been able to get away even with his life in that scenario. And Rubino's going to be the only man close by to the site. He'll hear the footsteps, so has to relay that information to his teammates. They all will regroup, come in as a pack from behind. Are they going to have enough time? Rubino still trying to make this better as he gets that frag over and towards Modi. Down to a 3 versus 5. It's looking absolutely fantastic for Dignitas so far. This really is the best situation they've had so far into the game, but Asilian glides past him. I don't know how he's doing this. The 2K comes over there. Just Freaks is going to find one to Rubino. Tensky goes down, and this round's gone completely out the window. It's Kirby to have to try and recover it. It was a 3K. He'll find one, and now he has to back off. He can't do anything.
I liked when Rubino was on the fallback to A. He turns around, he's like, oh, bad news, boys. We have terrorists all over the A bomb site. There's going to be a bit of a problem, and I actually feel bad. I didn't quite pay attention to where Asilian was. Did he work up from B, or did he jump off the smoke down onto the stairs? I mean, those were his 2 options. I'm not sure what happened, but either way, once he got onto those stairs, the shots he was hitting into those back halls and into the bank entrance, those were incredible, those 2K. I've actually seen the replay here. The second shot is the particular nice one.
As he just pops out and just says peekaboo and takes them down one by one. I mean, that was really beautiful to see. It was around that it literally looked like finally all the building blocks had come in. Dignitas had the stake in the round. It was their round. And then it goes completely out the window. It went so far south and SK just run away with it. This abundance of individual skill that somehow come out of nowhere all of a sudden for this side, which is amazing to see.
SK Gaming RKOing Dignitas right now, out of nowhere pretty much, on Cobble and now on Overpass. Overpass seems like a good map for some dangerous wrestling moves, so I'll give it that. And look at Dignitas in shambles here. Got a force buy coming out, I believe. I don't know exactly what their money's going to be, but I think just because they had that AK, they did go in for a buy up behind it.
Yeah, I wanted to try and play around off the AK. Obviously, Kirby going to have to be the main man. Really is the catalyst into this. He has to kick it off. He has to try and close it out. And I don't know if he has it in him at this point. And this is absolutely grand. They just bait him in perfectly config. Wanders down, doesn't check the angle. Modi just tucked into the corner, primetime angle. And he's going to be able to take him out.
That just goes back to what we even saw SK Gaming do on the pistol round here on Overpass. It seems like if they are patient enough, Dignitas will eventually push on a round like the pistol or a round like this where it's kind of a force up and you got to play fast and loose. And SK are like outwitting them, outplaying them, and outlasting them, you know?
Yeah.
Hashtag survivor.
There's so much over-aggression, as you're saying, though. They're really just playing into the hands of SK, and it's quite wild.
So bomb's gone down, and we know that Dignitas are just going to try to play for some exits. I mean, Kirby desperately needs to save the AK again. Honestly, they should really just all save and not worry too much about the exits.
Yeah, they do have the upgraded pistol as well, and they have armor, which is going to be a key factor. So most likely the best case scenario is to just back off and try and hold on to those.
Yeah, Madi's already got 2 kills. He could probably be the one to run around and go crazy and try to find them, just because if he dies, who cares if they take an MP7?
Yeah, that's true. It won't be that effective into the following round, and he could potentially get a big bit of a bank going into the SK side, but it's not even going to matter at this point. They've already got a nice buffer going.
Oh yeah, that's 8-2, and hopefully we can hold tab or bring up that scoreboard. I want to. It should be. I don't have to do the math anymore. It's 4 in a row now. That's what I wanted. How many rounds in a row for SK Gaming? So that's 4 in a row. We just saw those 2. I'll give it 1 lucky round and then 1 big play by Config is how they got those 2. But it was not really a sustainable path to victory, as you can see.
Yeah, no. I feel like it's getting to the point where it's quite do or die for Dignitas here really on their CT side. It has to be popping off soon, or else it's just going to go completely out of the window. And luckily, they do have a bit of a better arsenal to play with. Towards that big bomb site, Modi. Early aggression, he actually sprints into the bomb site and luckily gets away with his life as well. Freeze finds the frag somehow, taking down MSL with a nice shot from miles away, sniping him.
Yeah, probably. That's like double scope distance right there. And Freeze really backs up his friend Madi, who is pretty lucky to be alive. Fortunately, Team Dignitas were kind of partially flashed themselves, so they didn't quite commit for that peak. So it'll be SK Gaming starting off this round 5 versus 4. And already Dignitas are like forced to play. They're playing pretty passive on A. Like they're starting to creep out. I think that's Kirby leading the charge.
You can see just how terrified they are as well, though. No one wants to get overly aggressive, and as you were saying, Kirby, the only man that's actually wanting to try and branch out from the pack and get a little bit overly aggressive. They use that nade to try and stop them from hunting him down, but SK don't even look terrified right now. They're just playing off the back of it. They don't give a damn that they know they're all grouped up towards that A bomb site. They want to take it, and they're going to hit it hard as a unit.
That was actually massive that Kirby did decide to get up there to the front of the bathrooms and spot them. If he didn't spot them, SK just wrap around long for free. And it's so easy to take A when you come out long. And Pimp, again, oh no, Asilian was the one fully blind. Pimp comes away with that kill. He's gonna push past. Kirby knows where this guy is too. Had to expect Asilian still nearby, so he finds 2. But now it's up to Madi, who's also low from that very first exchange. What's gonna happen here? Both players are low and Kirby will win out. He's stepping up. Magic's Boy gonna hop over the fire.
They've got no time as well. 6 seconds left on the clock. He really can't do this. Actually finds his way onto the site, but it's not going to happen, yeah.
So he'll want to live, of course. If he dies, he will get no money, and that's a massive kill. Kirby coming away with 4.
Yeah, they do still have a lot of money, but it's actually going to take him down quite low.
Kirby has $9,000 when the rest of his team are like scraping their pockets. It's kind of weird. I guess because he saved that AK a couple rounds, and then, yeah, got a lot of kills. Got 4 kills there.
Yeah, that's true. Didn't have to actually upgrade for a while, so great stuff for him. And finally, I mean, Dignitas, it's looking like they're starting to get the wheels in motion, but it's taken an awfully long time, so they have to really start to speed up this process.
Yeah, I mean, they're more or less in danger of getting reset. I think the only reason they won't off of 1 loss is just because, again, of how much money Kirby had. But there's Madi starting it off at B, finds that first pick onto MSL. And again, SK Gaming with the 5v4. But they did lose the last round from a pretty similar position to this.
And I mean, that's just classic Modi at this point. It's happened round after round after round. If it's not 1, it's 2. If it's not 2, it's 3. Every time towards the B bomb site.
And it looks like Freeze, I guess he's going to be the efficacy leader right now for SK Gaming at 16.2, which is really high, in case you guys aren't familiar with the CEVO efficacy system. And that's Asilian tossing the Molotov to the tree, flash over, and that'll let Pimp kind of clear it out safely. It actually doesn't look like they have much interest in long. They just wanted to make sure that no one was there and going to be quick on the flank. This is going to be big for Kirby.
Yeah, this elevated angle does have the high ground, but Can he pull it off? Looks away at just the right time as he readjusts, finds that headshot onto his silly and brings it back into a level playing field.
Yeah, and even though it's a level playing field, that generally does favor the T side on almost every map. I think like this map could be the one exception just because of how quick the CT rotation is. It doesn't matter as much, but even still, SK Gaming's still in a good place, and Kirby's going to go for another, I'll say, cheeky boost.
Yeah, unfortunate for them as well, the premature use of those Molotovs not really getting the full effect out through those fire bombs. Rubino actually on the scene. He really is going to have to be huge into the round, and there he is. Slaps into action with the first snipe on towards Magic's boy. Pimp has been able to slide his way up, gets the bomb planted just in the nick of time, but Kirby and Config are beginning to kick off. Modi, he's gone huge before, but it won't happen this time. Eventually does get his head popped, and the defuse comes in.
It was going to get really interesting if he got that second kill onto barrels, and I thought he was going to, but not the case. Kirby's actually been the one to step up. Obviously, this should be a free kill just because of that angle. You're not expecting that if you haven't already seen it in this game. Obviously, they all know that's an angle. But Kirby was big in the last round, and he was very big in that one. That puts him up to 12 and 8, and he's pretty much secured the last 2 rounds for Dignitas. They're still quite far behind, and it's a lot of work to do.
I mean, if you look at the money on SK as well, it's still not even affecting him at this point. It's silly the only one that's actually had to skimp on his rifle and go for the UMP, a weapon that's actually quite effective as well.
As long as you're close range, it's not really a problem, even against the rifles.
Yeah, that whole penetration, obviously 25 bullets in the magazine, quite a high rate of fire. Can it actually overwhelm Tensky just playing in toilets? I expect them to go for the aggression towards him. They've actually just diverted around, looking to reposition and actually come back.
Well, smoke going to go down. If it's Tensky or either one of his teammates behind him that has thrown that smoke onto short, going to try to bounce a Molotov past it, just make sure no one can situate behind those little columns there that lead into the bathrooms. And Rubino is watching this flower jump up. He might be in a little bit of trouble if they decide to peek wide. And actually, one now has crossed over. So Rubino's lost that control at long.
It's so unfortunate for them as well. That could have been actually 2 picks on the board. What a shame. The spam coming in from Tensky will be able to fight through the smoke, aware of the positioning of Magic's boy, and connects it down. But there's a trade. Modi doing the exact same thing back to him. The only potential massive play could be Kirby just playing on the close angle. If they're not aware of it, he could really derail this round very efficiently.
Oh, there's the Kirby playing again. Oh, but from behind, as people have already come out long, he's turning to, address the people inside of the A site, and then I think it's Modi that comes away with his second kill of the round, jumping over onto Optimus. He'll find the third. He's brought down MSL, and Modi's just doing this all himself. He's like, you know what, Kirby, if you're going to step up, so am I. Yeah, and that's massive.
Yeah, that is really great stuff. Now Modi, 3 kills on the board, will eventually get that bomb planted as well. Just sitting on this close angle, really doesn't want to try and get off the site in case they're going to be able to cover it with a wide peek. Luckily, we'll get a frag out and goes up into the other one as well. That's going to be Freeze that actually was able to connect the shots off. And now it's just Config, 1 versus 2. He's done it before. But it's going to be such a hard task, and I really can't imagine he'll be able to go back into it. Aware of the positioning, panicking though as he just fires off, trying to use that smoke to his advantage, but he's caught on the cross, somehow doesn't go down, and eventually he is finished by Modi.
I think they played that really well. When they plant the bomb, Modi just staying on the bomb site is great, because he's on the bomb site. They can't wrap on him because Freeze can make that first contact, and then Modi can do his thing after that because the call will come out. Instead, he just stays on the site. He's the bit of the distraction. That allows Freeze to get the kill onto the player and bank for free, and then they both just work around and playing a 2-on-1 with the bomb down. That's a massive advantage for any T side, and they're able to close it out. So right away, Dignitas, they win 1, and they get more or less reset. Or 2, actually, sorry, and then reset.
Yeah. Bit of a horrendous buy over there. Obviously, those CZs coming into play, they're only going to be effective in that close quarter combat unless you're very lucky.
Dignitas are getting aggressive, though. SK Gaming have been really good at waiting for this, but I think maybe just because they had lost a couple rounds, they might not be... the presence of mind isn't as good right now as it was in rounds previous.
Yeah, that will give the game away, though, as Tensky goes in this aggressive puck. He'll be able to find his way through playing around, but only gets the 1 frag to his name before he's traded out.
And here's Modi. This is where he's been so good, getting all these picks at B, and there he goes again, killing MSL. And I don't speak Danish, but some all chat going on. Saying Tensky's nice sneak towards the park or something like that, and calling him a ninja because he got through and got the kill. And here's Kirby bringing down Modi. And Kirby, again, still in construction. He's in a pretty key spot, but the bomb appears to be going A. And I think Rubino has spotted that.
Yeah, for this jump face right now, just trying to get the information for his side. And has made the call known. We see the flank player that's actually coming in that could be so very big for that side, but not even going to amount to anything. Sprayed down instantly, and now it's just left on Rubino. He got the information, but he needs to try and find the frags to do anything here. Plays through the smoke, but runs straight into the crosshairs of Pimp, and is punished.
Yeah, Rubino playing on the sight box, like the flashes and smokes that they're throwing have been so good pushing them back. He gets very, very blind, so he starts falling back, and then he's behind a smoke, and then there's a Molotov down. So the utility was basically perfect for SK Gaming. They really like to get up long and take A site from there. And I personally think taking A from long is the easiest thing to do on Overpass. It's just getting that initial bathroom and long control is the hard part.
This is what I meant as well when I said SK are one of these teams that are actually very drilled on a map like Overpass, because they do have all that structure behind them, and you can see that in the style of plays they go for. They don't wait, and try and make these overly aggressive, silly mistakes. They do just do everything by the book. It's been going fantastically so far. Tensky's tried to go for this play before. Are they aware of it this time? Unfortunately not. He went in with a backup of Rubino. They do trade out very early on. Freeze could actually get an advantage, and he does take it. Takes down Kirby. Tensky's still alive for the meantime, but has to run away.
Yeah, I mean, it's oh, actually, it wasn't Tensky that got pinned there. It was Kirby. Yeah, they saw him cross over into long, and he got pinned in the corner. Freeze can hold that angle, and the Freeze that showed up to play today just hasn't been missing, so there was no chance, and now Tensky looking for one more Deagle kill, but Magic's Boy not going to allow that one. So just 2 players up for Dignitas. That's Config and MSL here in the bathrooms. That's the toilet's flush.
There he is. That's the sound of all the skins bet on Dignitas being flushed down the toilet.
Well done.
Now it's on Config right now, waiting out to see if the pushes are going to be coming towards them. It's only a matter of time before they get overwhelmed. They're outnumbered and outgunned by that SK Gaming side.
And does this look familiar at all, right? SK Gaming getting to a commanding position, and they're like, all right, let's go up long and then use our utility. I'm sure we're going to see the exact same smokes, but this could be worrisome. MSL.
Oh, the timing is
nothing.
To sprint around the corner, just couldn't even do a thing. Taken down by Freeze, immediately taps him down. Config on the site with a Deagle in hand, but he's going to go for the random spam. Couldn't quite connect the shots. And what a dominant half there. 11-4 for the SK Gaming side on their tee off.
Yeah, so they had a 12-3 on Combo, and now they've got an 11-4 from the T side. So dominant performance here from SK. Everyone, let's take some time to reflect on this, because we're going to go to a halftime intermission. You won't want to miss the second half. Stay tuned.
guys? Welcome back. Obviously, that was a ridiculously dominant first half once again, and that's all we've seen. SK, an absolute monster of a team that realised this newfound form that just wasn't there previously on the tournament, and now it's finally on show.
Yeah, SK Gaming were not in the mood to let Dignitas get anything going at all, right? The most amount of rounds they had in a row was 2, so kind of winning like 2 rounds each on an island is not a good way to sustain your CT side because you get hard reset, then you struggle for a couple rounds, and then towards the end of the half, you're stuck into these like force buys. So it wasn't super difficult just in terms of the economy for SK to finish it off on the T side, but we saw their bread and butter. I mean, they just love taking the map control, getting a man advantage, and then working their way up long and taking A. That was almost every single time. The other times, it's like Madi just killed 4 people at B, so let's just go there.
Yeah, that's true. He was really an absolute entry machine towards that B-bomb site. He had their number and just went in time and time again and was able to do it single-handedly. And let's see if history will repeat itself or if finally Dignitas will get some win under their wings and actually try to best them at Magic Exploit. He's going to kick it off immediately with that pick towards mid. Shuts down Rubino, and this is looking like it could go so far south so very quickly here.
All right, Tensky making his way up, and hopefully we'll get the... Actually, I don't know if sound's on. Everyone was kind of walking. Yeah, that sound will be back on soon as Freeze falling back into that site. So no one was really playing aggressive for SK Gaming, but it looks like they've made these rotations. They've already killed Rubino. And this one smoke will go down, and here we go. There's Freeze forced to fall back behind the green bin. MSL will take 1 down, and Tensky jumping over Optimus to kill Freeze.
Yeah, might have been a nice opener. You have to try and have that consistency. Modi definitely has that. Still just keeping the pain going before Config eventually wants to try and take him down. 5-7 lands up Pimpus. So very useful if you're going to be mobile. But it didn't quite work out as well as he planned it to. Cillian now in a 1 versus 3 will eventually fall to Tensky with just 1 HP left on him. There you have it. Dignitas picking up a pistol round they dearly needed to give him even a second chance in this game.
It's like the 2nd or 3rd time this series that Tensky's lived on 1 HP and then killed somebody later on in the round. I think he's very fortunate to be alive. And was it a Cillian that had that 5-7 that was running up and gunning? I think he was very surprised, like, how did I not kill that guy? I could have maybe changed things, but instead it's Tensky does a great job, and Dignitas maybe have some life in them yet.
Wouldn't count SK out as well, because we've seen them actually being very powerful, even with these pistols in previous rounds. And the tag goes down towards MSL. Early, 20 damage already taken at mid off the back of that Deagle.
Yeah, pretty fortunate. No, one Deags came through right there and hunting for them still. Magic Exploit on the fallback now. He'll fall all the way back, and Rubino with that P90 has found that first kill onto Madi, who, I mean, it seems like he plays this map with kind of symmetry, right? He's just always going to be outside by B on Monster.
Pimp on the meanwhile, going a bit aggressive here. Actually bites off more than he can chew. Has to try and deal with that duo down there towards Monster. And Tensky's going to be the one to spray him out with the AK, obviously. A much stronger weapon in that scenario.
All right, we can see the bomb going down there on the B bomb site. And I would imagine a Cillian and Magic Exploit are going to definitely want to hold on to this, but they could probably put Freeze a little further forward as just like kind of information gatherer, right? If Freeze dies because they're all coming that way, that's some information they can back off. But instead, they will get a kill here, and well, it's one of the submachine guns that they had. Kirby and Rubino are now on the hunt to make sure they don't even save that.
Oh, Freeze can actually do it. A little bit of damage here, but won't really go his way. He will be bested by that P90. The only benefactor is there, obviously, a P90. You're not going to get that extra cash bonus, so it's the only thing that could help them a little bit.
Yeah, and it's actually really expensive in the first place. As Rubino's not actually had a very good game. He was one of the standout players in the series that Dignitas were winning. I think he had one of the highest ADRs in the tournament. I think it was him in Config. But down at 7-13 right now, and then MSL IGL. His numbers have never been too insane so far, but 6-15. As well, they're starting to get more kills now. They're making this comeback, and they should find some more eco frags on this round. Only a P250 on Pimp.
Just running this over edge wrong right now. Just flood their way down towards that park area, and they won't achieve anything at all. They get down 1 by 1. Great stuff coming out for the side of Dignitas, but they just wanted to try and get that round out of the way, ideally, as fast as possible. And now the big dogs come out. The weapons will be brought up. It's going to be the first fall by round, and can SK return to form, or is this going to be Dignitas breaking through and getting out of this horrible situation they were left in?
Well, this goes to show the power of that pistol, right? Or like the clean pistol that you get the 3-0 off of. It was 11-4, now suddenly it's 11-7. You win this rifle round, you're going to break their economy. You'll get 2 more. You're going to be very close to tying it up and after winning this round.
Freeze as well. Close angle towards Wallace. Pimpencar actually getting pushed very heavily, but nice for Freeze as he repositions. Almost got the flick shot over as well, and is that allowed enough breathing room to actually get away with his life?
Yeah, that's big. Freeze has been pretty great on the fallback. Molotov's, though, going in now to his position. He'll post on this angle, partially blind, but does hit the slight little flick over onto Config. Now running up. He gets another one. Finally, the fire started to spread, so Kirby ends up getting the kill there. There's 1 kill on the round, but Freeze has done his job. He killed 3 of them, and now it's a 4-on-2 for SK Gaming.
This is great as well. No over-excessive aggression actually coming out from SK as they just wait. No reason to go for the peak just yet. Still a minute on the clock and the bomb hasn't gone down. Kirby trying to hold this angle, hoping someone is just going to run straight towards him into his embracing arms over by Bank. And they're not going to be falling for that trap just yet. MSL will actually go for the straight commit with the plant. Now they begin to come. A trio of men walking actually one by one, but Magic Boy's allowed to get the trade. MSL will get the follow-up frag. And Magic's Boy comes back in for another one. That's the 2 pieces. He gets the defuse as well. And SK being able to pick up that first rifle round is absolutely massive.
Yeah, and it gets a little hectic there at the end with a lot of kills coming out, but when you have a 4-men versus 2-men advantage, it doesn't really matter because 2 people are still alive here. That's Madi and Magic's Boy. And that's 12-7. Dignitas, though, they did do quite well in those first couple rounds, getting a lot of those kills with the submachine guns, and they actually invested into a lot of rifles pretty early and then didn't die. So their money's still great. They could even lose again and still buy. So SK Gaming will still have to earn it.
Yeah, that's true. Nothing's been given to Mono Golden Platter just yet. Freeze on this aggressive angle and lands the shot round after round. He's returned to this form that's been absolutely just amazing to watch.
Well, you don't need a golden platter when you've got a golden opera, apparently. Freeze like single-handedly wins the last round and starts off with a big first kill here.
That's absolutely amazing stuff. So much consistency on that side of SK.
And will they get another one? So many people, he's like pre-aiming that kind of off angle. People will jump now and peek over that little bit of the cafe. But I think he's since given it up as it gets smoked off. And here's Madi. He was so good working into B on the T side. You would kind of expect the same thing here for him to just be able to hold it off. He's got to know all these angles from both sides.
Oh, the flashbang is going to go over Asilian. Had to turn around and luckily was able to readjust to get that frag on towards Rubino before we see the trade from Tensky. Modi confused, panicking, not too sure what play he has to actually go for right now. Gets the flashbang down, but his teammates are going to start to hit the ground all around him. Kirby absolutely blind, and it allows him to slip straight past before he's traded out, and it's just left on Tensky now, 1 versus 2 to deal with. No utility left, and he's forced to try and reposition. Freeze with the AWP in his hand. Magic's Boy with the M4. They have been able to recover the kit as well. That was absolutely vital that they did so. Here comes Tensky, tiptoeing towards short, waits for the peak to come down, tries to shoot him down, but couldn't quite tag him. That's so unfortunate as the frag comes in there on the side of Magic's Boy and SK pick it up.
Yeah, that was great by Freeze again, first kill of the round, and then also he's coming in that retake, and he's got the presence of mind to make sure he goes. He actually ran over, picked up more utility, and got the kit, as you mentioned. So that made the defuse work. And what was that? That fleeting Molotov from the last member of Dignitas? Like, even if that Molotov burned the whole time, there's still going to be an easy defuse after that. It was pretty desperate there. And here's the 1 more rifle round that Dignitas will have. Even after this, they might have like some AK Tech 9 mix-up on their buy. But SK Gaming are getting very close to closing out this map. And there's actually Freeze finally missing a shot. So Dignitas are like, thank you.
It actually gives them a little bit of map control, something that they've needed for quite a few rounds now. It's really been hard pressed for them to actually achieve anything.
And he's still holding this aggressive, smoking off the bathroom so he can hold short. And actually, they will boost over here on the truck at long. Looks like Dignitas are kind of favoring this long walk up as well that we saw SK do so much.
I want to try and bring the pain very slowly right now. Using the clock to their advantage, going to be setting up, using that utility to try and zone out the CTs on the site and divide it into 2 to give them a bit of a safer time to just walk their way on. Magic's Boy playing this close angle though, he can be so very effective here as they actually haven't been able to block his vision, but it doesn't matter. MSL snips, turns on a dime to be able to rail him down, and that is fantastic stuff. Gives them that advantage that they so direly needed into this round.
MSL going to come away with another one too onto Pimp, and now Madi trying to gear up for this retake. Now he tosses the nade, and then they all will run away and try to hold on here. Because the CT economy, even when you are kind of dominating, it's just very, very fragile. So they don't want to take any more losses. They want to still be able to have a competitive round 22.
I like that as well, because obviously they've got the buffer there. There's no reason to actually go in and try and pick up this round. You don't need to. You can give yourself that bit of breathing room, so you're still going to have a full blind to play with into the following round, rather than go in with a bit of a mix and really not have much to back it up.
Here comes Rubino into the upper hallways.
Oh, it's not going to matter, but eventually Kirby will trade it out. It's just Freeze and Modi that will get away. Only 2 weapons that will actually be saved, it seems.
Yeah, hiding out by the club. So 13-8. Yeah, the money still good there for Dignitas. Again, always important to mention, like, it can sustain a loss, so SK Gaming can't just get an easy reset. Dignitas, however, can win this round, and as long as they don't let anyone save, SK Gaming will be on an eco. And quickly, what's the ADR? Tensky with 100 and Kirby with 94. So both those players doing exceptionally well.
That's really not a great spot to be in now. As you mentioned, the buy, not fantastic at all, but it is going to be a very aggressive B play. And Modi, he was amazing at actually taking the site, but how good is it? He's defending it not very well, it seems, as Config lands an absolutely spectacular shot as he just goes around the corner. Asilian trying to trade it back as well. He will claim one, but that's all he's going to get. Everyone just getting railed as they walk into the site. One by one destroyed before Magic's Boy finally tries to bring it back into a little bit more of a level playing field. Gets that fragment towards Kirby, but once again they realise it's time to just back off and go for the safe. MSL, though, lands a 6 shot onto Freeze as he was trying to land it up with the AWP.
Yeah, Freeze hits that shot. They probably turned around and start to retake. That is if they had a kit or if anyone had one. And there's Magic's Boy just trying to preserve this op, hitting some shots as they run at him. I think Pimp tunnel visioned a little bit there. Like, Asilian went with the 5-7, gets that first kill, and I don't even know how. Like, he was full blind. It seemed like he just snapped over to that guy and almost killed Tensky. And then Pimp's like, oh, I'll get him, and then ran out, but was exposed from so many angles, he got killed instantly. And Magic's Boy gets 1 more, so only Tensky will survive. But that shouldn't matter too much for the T side. Their money is good.
Yeah, I mean, this was always going to be an eco anyway on the side of SK, so it only would have been beneficial if he did get away with the AWP, but he tried to do as much damage to the economy of the side of Team Dignitas as possible. Did a fairly effective job, but it's really not going to be that great.
And a full eco, not even a single flash picked up, not even 1 pistol bought. And let's see what they will do. I mean, they're on the defense, so it's kind of harder to take one of those like timeouts where you just do nothing. I like to call it the Swedish eco.
Yeah, we just take that time to actually talk about what we want to do to the following round.
But it's harder to do on the CT side because you're still just getting pushed and having to defend.
Yeah, it's true indeed. They're getting completely overwhelmed towards that B-bomb site. Rubino finds one. He's actually going to get a 2-piece to his name. It's just Magic's Boy and Freeze left in some very awkward positions. Just trying to make the best out of a horrendous situation, but it's not really working out too fantastically for him. Freeze goes on the aggressive there, will be slain. Magic's Boy somehow hasn't been taken down just yet. Still 2 HP left. The battle of who's lower, and it will actually beat Kirby. 1 HP left on him to take him down with that Glock, and that's a 4K on the board. Fantastic stuff on the aggression towards that B-bomb site coming out from the man.
Yeah, that'll be 27 kills now for Kirby. Of course, all 4 of those were against armorless pistol, armorless only USP users. So that round not that impressive, but if performance overall, it's been quite good for Kirby. And the comeback, I think you get to those double digits, and the comeback is real right now for Dignitas. SK Gaming, if they don't win another one here, it could actually start to sweat, and maybe we will see that 3rd map train after all.
Yeah, they need to try and nip it in the bud soon if they want to win this. And Freeze finds through the blindness. That is absolutely mental that he's landed that. Oh, and here they go. You wanted them to go big. They finally started to display that level of skill. Once again, it's all on Tensky. A 1 versus 4 to deal with. He's getting pushed from all angles. Panicking, absolutely paranoid about what's going to go on. Rattling down these shots through the sheet metal. Can't quite connect it, and he's forced to just back off. Has to use the smoke to buy him a little bit more time. 1 minute, 20 seconds on the clock. This is a mental situation now. He really is in the worst possible spot.
I think, was Freeze's shot blind and through smoke, or was it just blind? Like, I mean, that just goes to show how well these players know the map and know the angles. It just comes down to kind of a timing thing, like, all right, I'm flash, and I think they're pushing now, and then you already had the angle, so you hit their shot. That's how that works. But then he's able to back off. They're trying to chase him down, like, let's get the opper. And then Pimp is there inside of the stairs. He kills one. Freeze peeks back out. Suddenly, they're all dead. They go back into the stairs. They win the battles there, and that was just so dominant from SK Gaming. Dignitas got caught in a whirlwind.
It's aggression as well. They really start to bring the high-tempo plays back. And I mean, it's been working out well, so I can see why they've decided to switch it up. Dignitas sort of started to get their game down a little bit, but it's changing.
Well, Asilian gonna sit tight over there in B. I think he might... Oh no, Madi's here as well, like Graffiti. I think there might be one in window. Always kind of hard to tell on Overpass, but here comes Tensky. through Monster. He does have one Molotov, but he's going to try to use Silence, I think, as his most powerful weapon. And some jumping is very fortunate for Madi as he's hopping around. He will spot Tensky, and now a flash goes in. Kirby's actually killed Freeze. And Tensky will win the battle onto a Cillian. Big advantage right now for Dignitas.
Yeah, that's really great. And if you remember, they're standing over on the side of SK. They did a great job in the previous round, but this time it's not really going their favor. Actually, everyone on Dig begins to back off and try and reshuffle the deck towards that A-bomb site instead. This could be a bit of a risque play, though, as Magic's Boy's there, AWP in hand. He's actually been looking quite effective at landing these shots, so let's see if he'll get the opener zoned out off the back of the smoke and force to reposition over towards Bank.
Yeah, more like just repositioning, you know, the hell out of there, pretty much. They'll run away as soon as the smokes and utility went down. I realized it wasn't going to happen. And they want to, again, just stay as competitive as possible in terms of their equipment value, moving it around 26. Dignitas are starting to get close. They're knocking on the door. They want in. SK Gaming, of course, don't want anyone to come over. So, but this is the problem, right? They retreated very, very quickly. Dignitas have known this. So they're just going to push out. Dignitas are going to do everything they can to get this kill, which includes probably throwing their own smokes and pushing both of them. Not going to work out for Tensky. Rubino, though, did kill Madi. And it's going to be a brawl in T-spawn. Pimp and Magic's Point locking it down.
The thing is, this is so vital they actually hold on to these weapons as well, so it's absolutely grand that they're doing the job. Just left on config. He's trying to arrive over that. They've got enough time. If they just hold these close angles, they can't be seen immediately as he goes around the corner. They should be fine. Very close.
That's a Helm's Deep moment there for SK and T-spawn.
They've taken the bridge.
Yes.
And the buys will actually be coming out. The good thing is, it was so vital they held on to those weapons, is now they don't have to go for the overall big spend, and they can get a very effective buy out of it. Magic's Boy going to be the only one that has to skimp a little bit, go for the UMP. Utility looking fairly grand as well.
Yeah, this is actually still a really good buy. Of course, I guess that's like the meta of Counter-Strike now, right? We see so many people now going for the UMP in the rifle rounds just because of those armor pin values. And here's Madi. That's how he was. He was always better at B when he was the one making the moves, right? Yeah. And Pimp gets his first kill. Actually didn't have head armor, so he got aim punched through the tree and had no chance getting the second. But now Freeze peeking out from behind the Fowlers. Gets one, not finding the second. But SK Gaming still maintaining man advantage 3-on-2.
Sick stuff there towards Long coming out. He's just left on those two men. What are they actually going to be able to pull out here as well? Pensky not actually waiting for his partner in crime to come over and try and help him out. We'll begin to slow things down, actually. A minute left on the clock, and yeah, he's going to be the one going through Monster as they entry together on towards B. It is actually an open site right now. The welcome mat's down if they want to try it and take it.
Yeah, they're playing retake on B more or less for SK Gaming. I think those guys are both back in Graffiti.
Yeah, it seems so. Modi, still not quite sure about what is actually going to unfold. Believes it could be the A-bomb site. Rotates off. The only lucky thing is if he hears the audio cue, that smoke going down and the bomb getting planted by Kirby, he is close by on the scene. The Cillian's there as well, lying in wait, ready to strike as a task force, all together with the pincer play on towards that bomb site. Magic's Boy coming in from the rear, just waiting for the meantime, and he eventually does pop out, finds that Tensky, leaving just Kirby in a 1 versus 2. Not the best situation you'd really want to be in the side of Dignitas right now. And Kirby is going to have to go insane to pick this one up. Already a 3K on the board. He's after going to be an ace to win it. The flashbang makes his job so much harder. He's rattling off these shots, couldn't quite control the recoil, and he's going to get taken down by a Cillian. There's the defuse coming in. And that is going to be match point picked up by SK Gaming.
Cillian even like stutter stops the defuse just to buy a little bit more time, I think. So Magic's Boy can maybe go and try to pick out an op, pick out some more nades. Actually, it didn't come away with anything, so I'm not sure. And you thought, like, maybe Kirby can do this, right? He's kind of been the man of the hour for Dignitas. He already got 3 kills on that round. He's actually 31-17. That's crazy. He's top fragging by a country mile, as metas would like to say, in the server, right? Not just on his team. But it doesn't matter, right? The score that matters is on the top of the screen, and that's 15 for SK Gaming right now. They weren't worried about the bomb going down. They just wanted to at least guarantee an overtime.
This really worries me as well, this all-out aggression, just trying to barrage their way into the B-bomb site. They could be shut down so very early. As Cillian pops out, one frag goes this way, can try and get a follow-up. Unfortunately not. Config was there, primed and ready, but here comes Magic's Boy. Nice little frag in the rear on towards Kirby. Luckily enough, they will get the bomb down. Transfer of nades as they just glide all across the map, blasting people out of position. Eventually, Freeze will connect that headshot on towards Config. It's just left on Rubino and Tensky. One of them's going to go down, so it's just Tensky, a 1v3 to deal with. And I really don't feel like he's got it left in him. Still utility to BO3 on the side of SK. They have the kits, and they have that much more powerful manpower as they all begin to pincer towards him. He actually finds the first headshot, playing around the smoke amazingly, but it's not going to matter. Magic Point takes him down, and there it is, a clean 2-0.
Yeah. I mean, map 1 is probably one of the cleanest things anyone's ever seen. That's 16 rounds in a row, and I think eventually the streak ended at,